Hey nerd family, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to look into Paramount Plus. Before we get into it, I'm going to go ahead and roll that intro, and I'll see you back here in a second. Alright guys, welcome back. I hope everyone out there is staying safe and staying healthy. If you haven't already checked out thenerdcircle.com, make sure to head over there and check it out. Also make sure to give us a like on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Real Nerd Circle. Alright guys, so for those of you that don't know, we have a somewhat new streaming service coming early 2021. Depending on when I release this video, it may have already come out. There is no actual date as to when this is going to happen. It's going to be Paramount Plus. It's not really a new streaming service, it's really a rebrand. So today we're going to take a quick look into that rebrand and see what it's all about. So if anyone is familiar with CBS All Access, they are rebranding early 2021 into Paramount Plus. They are taking on all the other streaming services with the plus at the end of it in hopes that it's going to gain them some more viewership here. Now we're not going to take a deep dive into this. There is going to be a lot of different things that we could talk about with all the different networks and programs that are owned by CBS here. So we're just going to take a quick look today, much like when we did the video for HBO Max, and I said how Warner Media was at the head of the company and owns a lot of different networks. Same concept here. Viacom CBS is at the head of the company here. They do own a lot of different networks. We're not going to take a deep dive into every single one of them today. We're just going to take a quick glance at it, let you guys know what's happening. There's not a whole lot of concrete information just yet, but we do know this is happening sometime in 2021, and we're hoping it works out for the best for most people. Now, CBS All Access has not said if they're changing the price of the CBS All Access membership here, so hopefully they keep everything the same, but if it does slightly increase and increases everything that we're going to have on the platform, I guess that's just the nature of the beast. But we're going to go ahead and take a quick look today so you guys can kind of see what's going to happen here in the near future. As of right now, when you go on CBS All Access, there's mainly going to be just your CBS programs. I did notice the other day when I heard about this, I went up there and I looked, and they do have a couple things from some of their other networks that you may find on there. I do believe that a few months ago from the articles that I'm reading that they did add some other content into there, getting ready for this rebrand here. So you may notice some other stuff kind of slowly trickling in. But I am hoping there's going to be more and more as this rebrand actually goes through. So let's take a look at some of the other networks that they own. So some of the brands that you may know them from, of course, CBS is going to be the main one, but they do also own MTV, Nickelodeon, Comedy Central, VH1, Country Music Television, Paramount Network, hence the Paramount Plus, TV Land, Logo, BET, Pop TV, Smithsonian Channel, Showtime Networks, Mirage Studios, and the list goes on. Those are going to be some of their more popular ones that we know about, and of course, almost every one of those channels, such as MTV, has a lot of different MTV segmented channels, Nickelodeon segmented channels, and so forth and so on. So each network has probably about 6 different networks that they have different things on. Of course, most of you may know this if you do follow any of the TV networks that are out there. Now, with some of this being said, you do already have some of these networks you might be able to get some of these streaming from currently. So if you do have Amazon Prime, you can add some of these channels on. They do have like the Nick Hits channel. They do have the Noggin channel for the little kids there. They do have, I know, an MTV channel, at least one of them. They have a Comedy Central channel you can add. So you can get some of these things elsewhere, but the only one that really has an actual streaming service is going to be BET, which currently has BET Plus. So I am curious to see what's going to happen with BET Plus going forward. There are quite a few shows that I actually do like that are on BET Plus, mostly from Tyler Perry, because he makes a lot of good stuff. There's a somewhat new Tyler Perry show that I have not found on BET Plus yet. I believe it's called Assisted Living. Unfortunately, I can't find that on there, but I am curious to see what's going to happen going forward, if they're going to work all the BET Plus stuff into Paramount Plus, if they're going to keep some things separate so you have to subscribe to both. I mean, they would be smart to work it all into one, but they did just recently come out with BET Plus, so I don't know exactly what their game plan is here, but I guess time will tell how that's going to work. But it will be cool to have all those different platforms under one roof, just like how HBO Max does it with a lot of their stuff. Now, I do not see them adding any Showtime stuff into here. I think they want to probably keep that separate. It is a $15 a month service in most cases, unless you get a promo. So I think they'll probably keep that separate. Just like HBO has kept Cinemax separate. We don't exactly know what's going on with that. We'll try to research that in a further video, see if we can get any more information on that one. But I believe that that they're probably going to keep Showtime as a separate application and a separate streaming service. But time will definitely tell. Now, almost each and one of these networks, not only do they do TV shows, they have separate segments for movies. So, you know, you're going to have like your Nickelodeon Studios that makes TV shows, and the other one that makes movies and things like that. But I'm hoping that they do bring them all together to be able to have everything in one place here. And what I'm really hoping for is, I know there's a couple TV shows out there that I watch that are from the Paramount Network. One of them that comes to mind is like Bar Rescue, and I know there's a few others that are similar shows that are on the Paramount Network, but they're not the easiest to come across or the easiest to stream. So I really am hoping that with them going as Paramount Plus, that they do make it a lot easier to access those Paramount shows that can be a little tricky to find, as well as any of those other shows that can be tricky to find. I think this could be a big move for them. Now, going with the name Paramount Plus, I don't know if that's necessarily the best idea, but I'm sure that they probably went back and forth on a few different things here, because you really wouldn't want to just call it MTV, or you wouldn't want to just call it Comedy Central. You know, so I think when they did CBS All Access, of course, they didn't know how streaming was going to go, so they went with the CBS brand, which is great, but I think there's so many other brands under the umbrella that, you know, going with the Paramount Plus may be a thing that works for them. It may not. I guess time's just going to definitely tell, but I think attaching the plus on the end of it is going to, you know, definitely not stand out amongst the rest, because there's a lot of pluses out there. But I think having the Paramount name, you know, does everybody affiliate Paramount with all these other brands? I mean, probably not. But like I said, having the plus attached on there definitely won't stand out amongst the rest. But since most of them are either going Plus or Max, I mean, it's definitely something for them to try out, and hopefully it works out here for them, because I think it's going to be great to be able to have, you know, all those networks under one roof. All right, guys, so I'm definitely excited to see where this rebrand is going to take them. I think it's going to be good in terms of the streaming wars. I think there's so many different segments and things out there, and so many different options, which is great to have all these different options. But I think now we have to kind of start zoning in on which ones. And I think if these conglomerates that own multiple networks have just one app that does it all, one network that does it all. I mean, versus right now, to have some of these different channels, I'm paying all these different amounts through the Amazon Prime channels, which works, and you know, it's great. But instead of having to pay for each individual thing, I think if they work it under one place here, it's just going to make things a lot easier, both to find the content as well as just paying for one platform. So I definitely have some high hopes for it here, and hopefully it works out as planned. If you guys do want me to take a more deep dive into the Viacom CBS, go into more in depth of how they've come over the years, and you know, kind of go more in depth into the company and what networks they own, let me know down below. We can definitely work something out where I come up with a little bit longer, more in-depth video on Viacom CBS, as well as any of these other major conglomerate networks. If we want to go in, take a deep dive into NBC, Universal, or any of the other companies that are out there, we definitely can go ahead and do that. When the service does actually change over, hopefully it's a smooth transition. We'll definitely be there to check it out and let you guys know what we think it's going to be going forward and how it's going to function. I'm sure there probably won't be too many changes going from CBS All Access, but of course growing that library, and I'm sure there's going to be some tweaks to make it easier to find the different networks across the one platform. Let me know what you guys think down below. Of course, if there's anything I forgot to mention, I'll make sure to leave it in the description down below. If there's anything you guys noticed that I forgot or just want to say hi, make sure to leave it in the comments down below. I hope you guys found this video informative, and hopefully I told you something you didn't know. If you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Make sure to share this video across any social media platform that you like. If you want to watch any of the older videos, go ahead and follow the links on the screen. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure to go ahead and subscribe. Ring that bell so you get notified of any new videos to come out. And until next time, guys, stay nerdy.